Many people underestimate the destructive power of a 30-year mortgage. It's a bet between you and your life, and you might lose. With a 30-year mortgage, you're betting that you won't lose your job, won't get divorced, won't get sick, and won't encounter any black swan events. But in reality, uncertainty is the only certainty. Last night, while scrolling through my phone, I saw a post from my college classmate Ethan on his moments. I immediately called my old friend. He said that 3 years ago they bought a house in Box Hill, Melbourne, with a total price of 1.5 million. Two families pulled all their savings together to come up with a 400,000 down payment, plus stamp duty and renovation costs. At first, things were manageable until interest rates started to skyrocket and the monthly payment rose from 4,200 all the way to 7,200. He said that for the past 3 years, every day when he opens his eyes, the first thing on his mind is the mortgage. His wife worked at a startup from home, but she was laid off at the beginning of this year, which meant the family lost half of its income. They started cutting expenses drastically, cancelled their child's swimming lessons, and didn't dare eat out on weekends anymore. He said the final straw that broke him was a few months ago, on payday. He saw his bank balance increase by just over 7,000, and at the same time saw the mortgage deduction take away just over 7,000. And what was the most absurd part? He himself is a bank employee. Just think about how absurd this scene is. A bank employee works hard all month, and before the money even warms his hands, the bank takes it back. It's a double meaning, working for the bank in every way, almost like something from Kafka. Many people think a monthly mortgage of 5,000 yuan, totaling 60,000 a year, seems manageable, but they've miscalculated in two ways. First, the financial calculation. With a 30-year mortgage at 5.8% interest, if you borrow 1 million, in the end, you'll pay back over 2 million. But that's not even the scariest part. The real fear with a 30-year mortgage is you can't afford to lose your job, take a pay cut, or fail. With the global economy in bad shape, who can guarantee that? You can't risk changing jobs. Even if your boss is gaslighting you, you just have to put up with it because you have a mortgage to pay. You can't afford to be impulsive because your life is no longer your own. It's become a massive Excel spreadsheet, meticulously calculating when you can spend money on what. 30 years, who can guarantee that their life will go smoothly for that long? Among my friends, there's a married couple who bought a house in Brisbane with a mortgage 3 years after getting married. Their relationship was great at first, but ever since interest rates shot up, luckily property values in Brisbane have risen quite a bit, they refinanced and cashed out some of the equity just to support their daily living expenses. Most people cash out for more investments, but they had to do it just to make ends meet. It's really quite sad. Oh, and I have another relative who, in order to pay off his mortgage in Perth, works two jobs, working on a construction site during the day and driving Uber at night. When he went for a physical at 40, the doctor told him he had some heart issues which were classic symptoms of overwork. It really makes you wonder, is it worth sacrificing your health for money? With a 30-year mortgage, do you dare bet that the central bank won't raise interest rates? Do you dare bet Australia's economy will always boom? Do you dare bet nothing will go wrong in your marriage? Do you dare bet on your creativity? Do you dare bet that your job will always be secure? Is your body made of steel? Even if you dare to take the gamble, how many people actually win? Quite a few of my friends couldn't handle their mortgage after buying a house, and in the end they chose to sell and live a different kind of life. Just like I mentioned at the beginning about Ethan, after selling his house in Box Hill, he rented a small place by the beach. He told me that without that million-dollar mansion, he has more time to spend with his kids, and on weekends he even invites me over for barbecues at his place. The pressure is so much less now. Remember, a house is an asset, but a mortgage is a real tangible liability. Just because you can afford to buy a house doesn't mean you can withstand 30 years of ups and downs. That's why I always say young people should consider rent investing. That is, renting a place to live while buying an investment property. When you buy an investment property, you're acquiring an asset, but the tenant is helping you pay off the mortgage, which means you're essentially passing on the liability. Even though you're paying rent yourself, remember that the rent you pay is something you can adjust flexibly. If you have more money, you can rent a bigger or nicer place. If you have less, you can rent a single room and share with others. There are always options. Having options means you have a stronger ability to manage risks. A house is important, but it's not everything in your life. Don't let a 30-year mortgage ruin what should be an incredibly exciting life. I'm Yingzi, your home buying advisor here in Melbourne.